They've told me I have to stay within the red circle. It's always nice to feel contained early in a performance. We have now locked all the doors. This reminds me of my childhood. I'm sure you can relate, particularly you in the front row. I'm holding a skull in my hand. I'm holding my skull in my hand. There are many skulls in this room, but there's no room left in our skulls. This is where it's at. 3 facts about the skull. 1, it's not a continuous bone, but in fact 22 separate bones. But that doesn't help. Doesn't contain the dark matter inside from spilling out. 2, our skulls continue to grow until we're age 7, which is fine. But our subconscious continues to grow unwieldy for the rest of our life. In fact, 95% of our brain is our subconscious, allegedly. 3, the bones in our skull will continue to break and repair and replace again until age 7. Unlike our mind, which if broken may not mend, and the memories we may not move on from. I've had a lot of trouble keeping all of this in my skull. There's not enough space. As a lapsed psychologist, you should think about that one, and currently a poet, everything we try to hold every day as we move around in this strange space we call life. In fact, as a man under the age of 44 years, I'm more likely to die at my own hands than from walking too much in the sun. And as a writer, I'm in the top 3 occupation that's likely to have such dark thoughts. And as a poet, I'm in the sub-genre most likely to act on it. So I got a bright future. I subscribe to optimism, the Oscar Wilde variety, where he said, optimism is the basis for sheer terror. In my former life, I worked in a lot of mental health settings. As part of that role, I undertook a role called being a special, which is to sit overnight in a hospital by the side of a psychotic or suicidal patient with limited resources and support. And it became the title of my book, which comes out later in the year, called The Special. I'd like to do it for you now. People are most likely to go between the hours of 2 and 4, when the body slows down and the core temperature cools like meat left on a stove. Not suicides. That's when they wake, active, wanting to talk, wanting to apologize and rage as you, the special, move closer to the window without moving at all. This guy telling me he wants to jump will probably just break his legs. But then it's the ones who wake up happy, with an epiphany, smiling, even laughing, that makes you reach for the buzzer. Nurse creeps in and sedates under half-light. I've seen enough stomachs charcoal to put me off life drawing for life. 1 week, a patient launched himself from the 5th floor, didn't even put his hands out, hit the concrete with his face. See, sometimes the future looks better if you don't look at all. Another outpatient told me that the nurses were serving the other inmates as food. I felt this was feasible. See, nurses rarely bare their teeth, until he asked if I wanted a coffee and started grating soap into a cup. Part of you is never ready. Shoes in bed, waiting for the call to watch white sheets rise and fall. Count breaths, early morning handovers, the death clocks ticking. Thank you. As a spoken word artist, a lot of people like to be political and entertain. I'm more into the politics of self these days as an artist, and the idea of engendering empathy and acknowledging discomfort. Right now, there's many people in this room who are uncomfortable in their own skulls, and art is one of the few things that can acknowledge this. In fact, there was a mental health practice way back that to help release that pressure that we all feel. They used to drill a hole in the back of your skull to let evil spirits out. Politically right now, I think that'd be a great move. And when these people walked around, they used to make a whistling sound. And while I don't subscribe to such practices normally, I've been around enough psych wards to know that nobody whistles in the dark. Nobody whistles in the dark. Lights out and try to remember where you came from. Visiting hours are between 5 and 10. Park near the row of palm trees that stop the mobile towers across the road from stealing your thoughts. You enter. The nurses at the front desk, they're mainly nice, except for the tight blonde one. She's a Nazi, lips grip her face and she never smiles, never lets anyone out for a quick smoke or to chase the blue cars. In the muffle of a courtyard, there's a flat soccer ball, a strip of grass, a painted tree, sometimes sky. The first one to approach you is a Chinese man with a backpack. He crouches near you, produces religious pamphlets and yellow finger paintings. I like people you don't have to fight to get close to, he whispers in your ear. He's a death ceiling. He's far too gone to stay here long. The guy across the way is counting his cigarettes, then his fingers, then his cigarettes. This is the mathematics of hope. Katie's in the corner. She crawls under a table when everybody's looking. She has matted hair, and somewhere in there is everything that's been taken. The nurses regard all family with suspicion. Everyone is paranoid, including you. A storm is predicted for tomorrow. The bedwetters will get up early. This is the loss of agency, the Seroquel mandala, the thoughts that walk. Her brother is here to guide you. You've met a lot of people in your life, but never for the first time in the shower. This is where I get naked, he says, pointing at the shower head. He tells you get it, and you do. It could be you dancing on the jetty with your eyes out. So many rooms, but so few exits. Bulbs dim in the bedrooms before dark. He says, the gentle ones are harder to hide. They move them along, they won't last long. As you walk down the hall, the names change and the texture marks run. On every door, a new child. There are no corners here, nor edges. Breakfast is served at 7. Constipation is more than a condition. Everything is stuck. The faster you move, the faster they come. Doctors passing themselves off as cleaners. Pills in every pocket. Sex in a cupboard. Another uniform, another vision. The intern psych with the rimmed glasses says, just tell them what they want to hear. But they've all got textbooks for ears. Yeah, they've all got textbooks for ears. As you get up to go, he says, only dogs get this frequency. They've got the right range. He's getting ready to go too, but they don't green light you to leave until you can't walk in your sleep. He follows you out to the car park, asks the passers-by, have they seen the low-flying bats or heard the silent satellite? You're not sure which is closer to heaven. There's sure as hell no God in this dominion. Instead, you get into the car and turn on the ignition. As he disappears in the rearview mirror, he's not smaller than he appears. Nobody whistles in the dark. Thank you.